size or the strength of the changelings. You don't have the sign net or the mental abilities of the Psy. You're just sort of living your life while chaos and everything's going around you.
Yes, a little bit. But you have to remember, this is a little piece of information dropped in. I can't actually remember which book, but I know it's in there. Is that the territorial wars came to an end because of a human. He was the mediator. So humans are, in many ways, they are the bridge, and we're going to see more of that as the series continues. Because both the Psy and the Changelings, they're very, what's the word? Insular in their own ways. The Changelings are wonderful, warm, and they will embrace you if you are one of their own, but it's quite hard to break in. And of course the Psy have their own sort of, their walls. And so it's the humans who are going to play in our big role again, because even though they are, in many ways, they're powerless, but in the same way they do have power because no one sees them as a threat, and so they can achieve some great things. Yeah, so the humans haven't had a chance to shine yet. I promise, as a human myself. All right, there was some questions. Yeah, okay, so you.
So I know you mentioned earlier that at this point you don't really see like writing a grown-up book of one of the children, but have you or can you envision like a book from one of the children's points of view?
Books like as a child?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. Writing from a child's point of view is actually quite difficult because there's a lot of things they simply will not understand, and so it would be a very different kind of a book. I could see myself doing it as a little scene or something to illustrate a necessary part of the story, but no, I couldn't see myself writing a whole book from a child's point of view.
I was just wondering, with regards to the Guild Hunter and Ashley's romance, I'm not sure if I missed it, but I didn't know how they first saw each other, and
Did you read Angel's Pawn?
Yes.
You did. Okay, so basically, it is in Archangel's Shadows. It's the first time she's hired to hunt him, and he's half naked and like leaning in the doorway of his cabin in the bayou. Yeah. So it's in this. You have to reread it.
I just reread this too.
Oh.
Preparation for the next one.
Yeah. All right. Okay. More. Yes.
Back to the humans. How have the humans come to live in Snowdancer? For example, Sam Baker and Kieran.
Yeah. So that's actually something I talk about in one of the novellas I'm writing for the next Psy Changeling anthology, which, by the way, should come out next year because we have it's almost done. A lot of them are were adopted as children because the changelings love children, but they can't. Their fertility rate is low in comparison to the other species. So not species, races, and so yeah, a lot of them were adopted as children, because even in this world, you are going to have kids who don't, who are orphans, and just like Kirby in the series, obviously, she was in an orphanage and all of that. So most of them have come in as children. Others have come in when they've made it into the pit.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay. Yes.
So, how do you come up with the names for the characters? Like, you kind of have an idea, or do you have to look at things and
names? Yeah. So the question was, how do I come up with the names of the characters? So sometimes I just have an idea. Like, for example, Arden in the Guild Hunter books, I knew it was going to be an Irish name. Like, I knew. Just the character came to me, and I knew. So I just went to a lot of websites that have, Irish names or names connected with Ireland, and that's the one that jumped out at me, and that's the one I ended up with. And every so often, I'll get a character who I will write with no name, because I can write with no name, but I can't write with the wrong name, because with no name, it's just like I haven't discovered it yet. Okay, so I'll write it, and then this is what I do after midnight. And if someone is tracking my internet usage history, they will think I'm having babies like every 2 months or something. Because I am on these baby name sites. Like, have to see it. So I'll just go through it again, until I finally get one that works. And every so often I'll think I've got it, and I'll start to write it, and I realize it doesn't quite fit. And sometimes I've done this in the copy edits, which is after my editor's read it already, and I'm changing things. So yeah, it's really instinctive, but yeah, I do go through a lot of websites and have a lot of books, and I collect names. So my sister, who is my assistant, Ashwini, by the way, and she's hiding in the back, so I'm going to pull her out. She's the one I drive crazy. So I collect names. So people, she's like, I sign books for people, and she's like, you're collecting that name, aren't you? So Ashwini was an unusual case because I don't usually use names from people I know. But one day she said to me, nobody in books ever has my name. Yeah, and I was like, oh, you did not just say that. So I wrote Angel's Porn, and like, hey, look what I did. So now everybody knows her name. So yeah, so that one's a different one, but usually I look for names, and my particular preference is for names you can pronounce, even if it's unusual, because I think it pulls you out of the story sometimes. And I think a lot of people have trouble actually with Arden's name, which many people say is Aiden. I like Arden. That's how I say it. But in general, I try and use names or versions of names that are easily pronounceable or that you can figure out, just sounding it out. Yeah. When I was starting out, when I first started out, I had read a lot of fantasy and science fiction.